Hey everyone! If you're a high school student planning to apply to college in the US, one of the biggest milestones ahead of you is the SAT. But here's the thing, the SAT is no longer the same test it used to be. In 2025, it's now fully digital, shorter, and a little smarter in how it adapts to you. So in this video, we're going to cover everything you need to know about the digital SAT, what's changed, when you can take it, who should take it, how to register, test sections, scoring, scholarships, and most importantly, how you can prepare the right way. Let's get started. The SAT is a standardized test run by the College Board. Until recently, it was taken on paper. But now, the SAT has moved online. It's completely digital. The new SAT is shorter, around 2 hours and 14 minutes compared to the old 3-hour test. Adaptive, which means the second part of each section changes in difficulty depending on how you did in the first part. More efficient, with fewer but more targeted questions, making it feel less draining than the old SAT. So overall, it's faster, smarter, and designed to be more student-friendly. Now that you know what the digital SAT looks like, let's answer another big question. When can you actually take it? The SAT is offered several times a year. In the US, you can usually take it in March, May, June, August, September, October, November, and December. That's 8 chances across the year, which means you can plan around your school schedule and even retake it if you want to improve your score. Alright, so we know the SAT is available multiple times a year, but who exactly should be thinking about taking it? The SAT is typically taken by high school juniors and seniors. International students applying to US colleges also take it. Even though many colleges have gone test optional, a strong SAT score can make your application stand out and can also help you qualify for scholarships. Okay, if you're eligible and planning to take it, the next step is signing up. Let's quickly see how registration works. You register for the SAT online at the College Board website. Link is in the description. Here's what you'll need to do. Create an account with your full legal name, date of birth, and email. Make sure it matches your photo ID. Enter your school and personal details, like address and grade level. After entering all the information, pick your test date and location from the available options. Upload a passport-style photo that follows the guidelines and pay the $60 fee online using a debit or credit card. If cost is an issue, the College Board offers fee waivers for US students from low-income families. These can cover the test fee and sometimes even college application fees. You can get a waiver through your school counselor. Great! Once you're registered, the next thing to understand is what the test actually looks like. Let's go over the sections, timing, and scoring. The digital SAT has 2 main sections, reading and writing and math. Both sections are divided into 2 adaptive modules. Each section is scored on a 200-800 scale, and together they add up to your total score, which ranges from 400 to 1600. The entire test takes about 2 hours and 14 minutes. Let's break these sections down one by one, starting with reading and writing. In the reading and writing section of the digital SAT, you'll answer about 54 questions in 64 minutes. These are split into 2 modules, each with 27 questions, for which you get 32 minutes. Now, why 2 modules? This is because of the adaptive design. Your performance in the first module decides the difficulty level of the second. If you do really well in the first, the second module gets tougher, but that also gives you the opportunity to score higher. This makes the test shorter, smarter, and more personalized. So, what kinds of questions can you expect? The section is divided into 4 skill areas, with roughly this breakdown. Craft and structure, around 13 to 15 questions. Vocabulary and context, word choice, tone, and understanding sentence roles. Information and ideas, around 12 to 14 questions. Finding main ideas, interpreting supporting evidence, analyzing arguments and working with charts, tables, or graphs. Standard English conventions, around 11 to 13 questions. Grammar rules like punctuation, subject-verb agreement, pronoun use, verb tense, parallel structure, and sentence boundaries. Expression of ideas, around 10 to 12 questions. Improving clarity, transitions, conciseness, logical flow, and effectiveness of writing. What's different? On the old SAT, you had long passages with 10 to 11 questions tied to each one. On the new SAT, you get shorter passages, often just a few sentences with only one question per passage. This means less reading fatigue, but more precision required on each question. How scoring works. Each correct answer gives you 1 point, no penalty for wrong answers, so you can guess the answers if you are not sure. Your raw score is then converted through College Board's scaling to a 200 to 800 score for reading and writing. Because of adaptive modules, two students with the same number of correct answers could end up with slightly different scaled scores, depending on the difficulty level of their second module. Now that you know about the reading and writing, the next section is math. And yes, it's a little different too. You'll answer about 44 questions in 70 minutes, split into 2 modules. Each module has 22 questions, and you'll get 35 minutes for each one. Just like the reading and writing section, the math section is adaptive. Your performance in the first module will decide the difficulty level of the second. A stronger first module leads to a harder second one, but that's what gives you the chance to score higher. What's on the math syllabus? The questions are designed to test math skills you'll actually use in college and beyond. They fall into 4 main areas. Algebra, about 13 to 15 questions. Linear equations, inequalities, systems of equations, and word problems. Advanced math, about 11 to 13 questions. Quadratic equations, exponential functions, radicals, and more complex problem solving. Problem solving and data analysis, about 11 to 13 questions. Ratios, percentages, probability, statistics, and interpreting data from charts, tables, and graphs. Geometry and trigonometry, about 3 to 5 questions. Geometry basics, angles, area, volume, right triangles, sine, cosine, and unit circle basics. Math tools and format. You'll have access to a built-in Desmos graphing calculator throughout the entire section. You'll also get a formula reference sheet with common geometry and algebra formulas, so you don't need to memorize everything. Most questions are multiple choice, but a few are student-produced responses, also called grid-ins, where you enter the answer yourself. Math scoring. Just like reading and writing, every correct answer gives you 1 raw point, and there's no penalty for wrong answers. Raw scores are converted into the scaled score of 200-800 for math. Your math score makes up half of your total SAT score out of 1,600. So, overall, the digital SAT Math is designed to test how well you can apply math concepts, not just how many formulas you've memorized. Now that we've covered both reading and writing and math, let's clear up one last thing. What about the essay section? Good news, the SAT essay is no longer part of the main SAT. It was discontinued in 2021. However, some states or school districts may offer an optional essay as part of their school day SATs, but for college admissions in 2025, you don't need to worry about it. All right. So now we've covered the structure. But the real question is, what scores should you aim for? Here's a rough breakdown of SAT percentiles. 50th percentile, around 1050 to 1100. 75th percentile, around 1200 to 1250. 90th percentile, around 1350 to 1400. 99th percentile, above 1520. When it comes to scholarships, many colleges start considering awards at scores around 1200 to 1250. But for competitive merit-based scholarships, you'll usually need 1400 or higher. So how do you decide your target score? Look at the average SAT scores of the colleges you're applying to. Aim for a score that's at or above their 75th percentile. That gives you the best shot at admission and scholarships. Of course, knowing the target is one thing, but reaching it is another. So let's finish with some preparation strategies. Now let's talk prep, the part that makes most students nervous. The good news: with the right plan, preparing for the SAT can be a lot more straightforward than it seems. There are 2 main ways to prepare: self-study with free resources or structured study with paid options. Which one is right for you depends on your goals and timeline. Now let's start with free prep, which is self-study. The best free prep tool is Khan Academy, which is officially partnered with the College Board. When you link your College Board account, Khan Academy uses your past PSAT or SAT data to build a personalized study plan just for you. You'll get full-length practice tests in the new digital format, targeted drills for grammar, reading, and math, instant feedback to track your progress. This works best if you're self-motivated and disciplined enough to practice regularly without someone reminding you. It's also perfect if you're on a budget but still want a structured, reliable prep path. On the other hand, if you find it hard to stick to a schedule on your own, you might benefit from paid prep options. Prep courses give you live classes and a fixed schedule to keep you on track. Private tutors provide one-on-one attention, focusing only on your weak areas. Prep books like the College Board's official SAT study guide or guides from Princeton Review and Kaplan offer tons of practice questions and strategies. Paid prep is especially helpful if you're aiming for top scores, say 1400 or higher, or if you're short on time and need results quickly. It gives you accountability and expert guidance that self-study alone can't always provide. If you are looking for expert SAT tutors, you can check out Wiingy. Study roadmap, 3 to 6 months. No matter which path you choose, what really matters is following a study roadmap. Here's how you can prepare over 3 to 6 months. Months, 1 to 2. Build your basic foundation. Start with a diagnostic test to find your baseline score. Spend 1 hour a day reviewing core concepts in math, grammar, and reading, in Khan Academy or any other platform you like. Don't rush. Focus on truly understanding your weak areas. Month 3 to 4. Practice and improve. Begin taking full-length practice tests every 2 weeks. After each test, spend time analyzing your mistakes. This step is as important as the test itself. Target weak areas. For example, if you keep missing algebra questions, make algebra your daily focus. Months 5 to 6. Test simulation and refinement. Take a full mock test every week under time conditions. Practice test day strategies like pacing, skipping hard questions, and managing stress. In the final weeks, shift your focus to high-yield topics: algebra, grammar rules, reading comprehension, the areas that carry the most points. And here's what matters no matter how you study. Consistency beats cramming. Even an hour a day adds up more than last-minute marathons. Mock tests are your best training. The more you practice under real conditions, the less intimidating test day will feel. Stay balanced. Avoid burnout by mixing in breaks, sports, or hobbies. And finally, remember that the SAT is a skill test, not an intelligence test. With steady practice, anyone can improve their score. So, whether you choose free self-study, structured paid prep, or a mix of both, the key is to start early and stay consistent. Now that we've mapped out preparation, let's zoom out and wrap up with the big picture of the SAT. So that's everything you need to know about the digital SAT in 2025. Start early, practice consistently, and aim for the score that matches your dream college. If this video helped you, don't forget to hit like, subscribe to the channel, and share it with your friends who are also preparing for college. We will be coming up with more useful content related to SAT. Good luck, and I'll see you in the next one.